Hello everyone, welcome back to GH Drive once again, and I hope you remember this particular 2015 GLA 4MATIC salvaged that we imported and I put here a couple of months ago, saying that it was going to be a baby project we want to undertake specifically for reasons that a number of people are concluding once your vehicle is accidented, that's the end of it. We want to disabuse the minds of people that once your vehicle is accidented, it is not the end of it. It can be rebuilt, it can be brought back to the normalcy if you find the right auto shop, the right people, the right mentality, and do the right thing about the vehicle. So this is just a typical example of what GH Drive Autos as an auto shop does. And at the end of the day, we want to see if we did a good job. We're able to bring it back to safety, we're able to bring it back to roadworthiness, and we're able to do that affordably. So this is a 2015 GLA 4MATIC. It's a 2.0 four-cylinder engine vehicle imported from Canada. And I mean, when the vehicles come like this and it's up for a project, what we do initially is to do a general assessment to look at what we have lost and what we have to bring in to get this vehicle sorted out. So I'll just go through this walk around with you, but I think visibly you can see the amount of beating or damage that this vehicle has taken. So let's just walk around, do a walk around, and then also go inside and have a look at what we lost from inside. But we've got a couple of broken pieces inside the vehicle. We lost some plastic covers. We also lost the driver wheel airbag. We've lost a couple of plastics and wire harnesses on the right side, that's the passenger side. The door panels are okay on the right side, same as the rear. But if you go to the back, we have a bit of skirmishes here and there, but more importantly, we lost the rear diffuser. The major impact on this vehicle is on the driver's side, which is the left side of the vehicle. And so like I initially told you, we lost the driver airbag. The ceiling is a bit okay, the interior, the dashboard, not bad. But the biggest problem is with the driver's side. You can tell we also lost the driver knee airbag. We lost the running board because of the impact. Then again, the fender took pretty much of a beating. We lost also the driver ceiling airbag. The driver rear door has also shifted as against the impact that the car was involved. Let's just come to the front. I have done this video, so this is just a quick brush off. You can tell how much of the impact is in front, and then on the fender side, fender has driver side fender. Yeah, so the major problem is this side, the driver side, and the driver back, the driver door side. Yeah, the rear side. So basically what we need to solve this problem is the importation of this part. This is a part we bought to primarily solve the problem of the hugely dented area, the driver side area. So we imported this one from Canada as we bought the vehicle, and we got a good cut that will be used to replace that major impact area and rebuild. So the back tells you we also lost the rear diffuser. But basically, when you do a walk around, this is what we've lost, and this is what GH Drive Autos is going to do to try and reinstate this vehicle. So when you do the assessment, there's quite an amount of work, and let me just quickly show you what we've been able to do in stills. And as you can see, of course, you can tell we've done the lower arms, we fixed the shock absorbers, we fixed the links, the link bars. We changed the rims and the tires to get it movable, and as it sits now, you can tell there's a bit of progress. It's virtually movable at this point because all the mechanical work that had to be done have been done, but we are going to go through it step by step so you see what we have done so far. As it stands now, let me just bring in this. There has been a series of meetings between myself and my team. When I say my team, I am talking about my mechanical engineering guys, I'm talking about my auto bodyworks guys, I'm also talking about the spray job guys, and finally the importation people, the people that we deal with to get us the parts that we need if we're unable to bring it. So after a huge consultation here and there and several meetings, the decision was for the bodyworks gentleman to kickstart the whole project. So he is going to be the one to start it, but let me show you briefly what we've done. As you can see in the stills and the inserts there, the insert is actually showing you a walk around of what we've been able to do so far, and you can tell the driver's side that had the major impact had been fixed. I'm going to go through with you later on in the video, so the doors all align very well. I'll get a chance to also show you the interior bit of the conclusion so you can tell, but it still shows you that we've changed we're able to put in the headlights, we've set the radiator and the bars on the radiator. The impact beam is also good. The trunk has been worked on, the hood area has been worked on and replaced, and so you can tell that there is some level of progress. And so the right fender, the left fender that also had taken a lot of beating, you can tell has been fixed after we corrected the area, the beam and the chassis for that area. Now this is a project undertaken by GH Drive, and so we are telling you, if your car is salvaged or accidented, it doesn't mean that's the end of it. It can be reinstated to the manufacturer's state if you have time and you trust us to bring the job. Okay, so basically that is what you're looking at. Let's just jump into the hula baluba. I know you want to see exactly what it was done. Yeah, so this is my Auto Bodyworks gentleman starting off with his work, and for him to be able to do a good job, he had to strip the entire vehicle apart, and that was a decision that everything inside the vehicle should make way for him to be able to get his measurements, his plans and his work into it. Now the dashboard, the ceiling, the floor mats, the seats, the wire harnesses, the racks, the clips, everything that is soldered, glued, bolted inside the vehicle in the way of the impact had to be stripped off, and that's what was done off camera. So I couldn't show you that, but after that he had to start his work by getting the right amount of input. After stripping the vehicle, it gives him the opportunity to have access to the internals of the vehicle, which gives him the platform to be able to get accurate measurements and the right shapes to be able to interface the parts that we imported. So that's he at work, doing his back and forth. And this gentleman, I trust him so much. He works diligently and he works with a certain mentality that I love so much. And the mentality is that, look, whatever he does on any car, particularly this car, is about making sure that it is safe for the end user. So every single move he puts in, every single action, every single move he puts into interfacing the part is all about ensuring your safety as a customer. And so that is what sits on his mind anytime he's working, and he's making sure that at the end of the day his conscience will be clean, that he did what was best for this vehicle and the end user will be safe. Actually, my business at GH Drive Autos thrive on your safety, because when you feel safe and you are safe in your car, you would bring me businesses to do. So the whole idea is to give you a safe vehicle, a better one, for you to feel good, safe. When you are safe, I know my business is safe because you would bring me other businesses to do, and that's fundamental to everything we do. But GH Drive actually thrives on three things that I'll talk about in the latter part of the job. But that's what we do. This is the closest I can get to be safe, and there's a little bit of what we do. A lot of things are done off work, but there's a little bit of what they do or we do in reinstating your vehicle, especially this GLA 250 baby project that I'm talking about. So you can tell that he's actually trying to get the shape correct. One thing that is prime to me is to get a whole vehicle with a very strong chassis, frame, and conform. You get me? It's central to me to have a very strong chassis, and so whatever we are doing has to be done in such a way that we maintain or even improve on the strength of the chassis, and then again on the imported parts that we are interfacing. So this is a little bit of what he does on daily basis when he's working on a project. And I keep saying this is brain work, because you need to continue thinking when you do when he does what he's doing, because there is no one stereotype way of solving this problem. He thinks along as he goes by solving the problem, and so therefore there is a back and forth in the whole project from the beginning to the end until we finish. You start the project to a point and realize that no, if you go by this way, you will not get the interfacing correctly. So then you need to come back to the drawing board and replan, redraw, and retake measurements and reshape and re-angle the new import part that you're putting in. And that's what he's doing. So I keep saying that we have the talents, we have the infrastructure, we have the people, we have the determination, and we have the right oversight and supervision to bring your vehicle back to a roadworthy state, because the end user is also on mind whenever we are undertaking such projects, okay, to make sure that once the vehicle is done, you will be able to satisfy the roadworthy certifications of the nation, which is beneficial to the nation and to you, the user, at the end of the day. Yeah, so what you're looking at is some of the back and forth that he does, trying to marry the two parts, especially a metal coming from a donating vehicle, which is a different vehicle, and coming onto this vehicle. There are two separate metals with two different aging times and all that. So it has to be married well, it has to be shaped, and it has to be measured, and it has to be perfect. It has to be the right angle, the right patching, and you take so much into consideration when you are doing this as an auto body engineer. So we have the talent. Sometimes we need to make jokes, okay? So what you're looking is a bit of a joke. Anyway, so that's what happens. He maps out what he has done on paper that we have agreed on to be the best way to marry the two metals, and with all that input, at the end of the day, we are able to get the right shape and are able to marry the imported parts with the vehicle, so that we get a holistic, strong frame and chassis by the time we have been able to brace this particular import to the vehicle. So that is what is happening. I'll let him just comment, and I would intermittently step in and add on when I have to. But this is how the work is done. And there is no, like I keep saying, specific way of doing this. You need to think along the line as you solve the problem, and so every step of the auto body works require a level of thinking. There's a consistency of brainstorming to give you the best output, and so that is it. This is the part we imported, and we got a shock absorber for to be replaced where needed, and so this is what it is. Now he needed to shape the part and tuck it in, and that's what we are looking at. So now he's able to get the right shape, and I think the measurement back and forth is now okay. So he is actually tucking the import part in, and that's what we are looking at right now. He's tucking it in, he's soldering, he's bracing, then also welding to get the right shape. So this is how it was, and that is where we are getting at. Now you can tell the A-pillar angle, the continuation. You can also tell we've got a running board. Good. Then again, just have a look at the running board. Okay, you see, that's all good. It looks okay. Now I want to show you the joints, and at that point you should be able to tell if we have done a good job or not by yourself. Okay, so now let me show you the joints on the A-pillar. I think I've showed you that. I'll show you the joints on the door pillars, as in the where the hinges set. We've we've got the upper joint and then we've got the lower joint. Yes, these are the two joints, and I'm sure you can tell that is in alignment. It's good, and once it's soldered in, we'll get a right alignment. But you can only tell if you put on the doors, because that is the final bit of the vehicle that comes to sit on this area of the vehicle. So when you put on the driver's side door and the rear door and there's alignment and it fits in well, then it means that the work you did beneath was done well, and that's what we are doing now. He bolts in the front door, and then at the end of the day, if we got the front door to fit onto and into the area that has been worked on, then voila, we can say that we did a good job. And I'm sure you can tell we did, right? I mean, let me just give you the chance to have a look and tell me. Yeah, I mean, yes. So if you have any comments, just put it in the comments area. We would gladly take it, because we want to build a better GH drive for the ordinary car maker who has the idea of, you know, works intermittently. And so once the import part has been tucked into and welded and brazed and soldered into it, we need to allow the spray job guys to come in and give us a final finish before the interior parts that were removed are put in. So once it is soldered or braced, we allow the spray job guys to take over and prepare the inside surface and the outside surface for the final spray job when it gets to paint job area. Now they come in and make sure that there is no sound leakage and dust leakage with a joint. So they prepare the surface by sanding and patching and sanding and fillering and fiber fillering, and all the surface preparation for a vehicle is done on the areas that we have patched. Okay, as in we have fixed the imported part. So they prepare the surface and possibly put a spray job so that we synchronize the internal parts of the joints with the generic paint, spray paint of a vehicle. Yeah, so that's what you're looking at. They have prepared the surface and have put on a generic paint color, which is red at this point in time. I told you I was going to mention 3 things that GH Drive Autos actually work with, and they are fundamental to everything we do. The first of which is the fact that GH Drive Autos work with safety and life in mind. So safety is number 1 to us, and so we don't cut any corners, we import the right parts affordably, and we do things the way the manufacturer had done it. Okay, we also look at roadworthiness. So as we start the project, it is on our table that what are the things we need to make this one roadworthy in this country and in anywhere where you want to take this vehicle. And we look at the fact that we want to beat the competition. So how can we do this affordably so we don't hit on our customers' bank accounts or pockets so much? So we try and do all this for our customer, and this is integrated to the things we do every day in our rebuilds. So we have our own in-house imports. We have our own in-house electrician and electricals. We have our own in-house spray job or paint job guys. We have our own in-house auto bodyworks. We have our own in-house detailing and specking if you want to. And so once your project comes to us, all these things will be catered for from within, and so we can monitor, supervise, and make sure that we are doing a coherent job to give you a safe, roadworthy, and affordable project than anybody in the competition can give you. So yes, of course, what you are looking at is close to the finality of this episode, what we've been able to do, and you can tell how well we have married that part to the vehicle as it stands now. Let me just draw closer and show you what it is. So let me just get the rear door, open it up, show you the inside part of it after we did the interior spray job and then put the the floor racks in. So you see, that's how it looks like. You can see the joints well prepared. Yes, so this is the joint for that side, and I can bang the door back for you to see how well it falls in and how aligned it is. So great. But let me just quickly dash to the back and show you. I got the rear diffuser, but we haven't concluded fitting it. There are a little bit of things here and there that we need to put in before, and so we solved the rear diffuser problem at the back. This is a GLA 250 2015 model, like I've said, and these are Mercedes Benz CUVs that are doing well in the market, and they are good for the kind of rules we apply in this country. So that's what it is. Yeah, so as you can tell, let me go. We fixed it. The wheel airbag, and that is the top joint of the door hinge, the door pillar, and you can tell it's well prepared. Let's come into the accelerator, the side of the dashboard where major work was done, and all that has been done well, and the plastics that were removed have been put back to cover. So what we have done is to make sure that all the sound deafening accessories and parts that were in there will be put in there, so that once the vehicle is ready for use, you attain the same level of sound deafening as the vehicle was manufactured. So that is what it is. I think it's a good job. I don't know what you think. You can put your comments in there. However, I will just bang it in again and just give you a shot from a distance for you to have a look at how the doors align on the right side, same as a fender also. So let me just give you a bit of a distance and have a look at that. Yeah. So primarily that is what it is. I think it's okay for now. So if you haven't subscribed, please do. There is going to be an updated episode on this one as to where we've reached, and we are going to continue doing this until this whole project is over. Have a great day and enjoy yourself.